Well, hello, good people and Eagle fans. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope you all are having a great day. You know what? I'm trying to look at things a little bit differently. I've had an awakening and so on where this just gets to be comical now. It just literally gets to be comical, okay? I'm out in the middle of the country, so it's taking forever to upload a video and stuff. So I just found out that the Atlanta Falcons have signed Ben DiNucci, and Ben DiNucci will be playing against us, which, of course, you know you're in the country when shit just starts crossing in front of you, and I see a couple of deer over there. So let me watch where I'm going here before I hit a deer. It's comical. It is flat out comical, the shit that we are seeing with the Cowboys. So Ben DiNucci is going to be playing against the Cowboys just like Cooper Rush did last week. And Mike Fisher's, they have this whole thing. You can sign up for Mike Fisher and you get the alerts and stuff. So there was an alert about Sedor Sanders, the call the Cowboys need to make to Cleveland. Now, I'm old enough to remember when everybody was talking about Joe Milton, including Shady McCoy, who's now unemployed, who literally said Dak Prescott better keep his real estate agent's phone number ready, or whatever bullshit it was that he said, because Joe Milton can play. Joe Milton can play. And everybody got excited about, his somersaults and his 80-yard bombs. He can throw the ball 80 yards, man! 80 yards. You don't throw the ball 80 yards every play. And the knock was, from beginning, was he's got a rocket for an arm and he can throw the ball deep, but he's got a problem with accuracy. And guess what? The reports were 100% right. He's got a rocket for an arm and he's got an accuracy problem. And actually, he's got a speed problem too, because sometimes you have to have a touch pass. Be that as it may, call Sedor Sanders. Call Cleveland about a trade for Shedeur Sanders. Do you know how crazy that would be if you traded for Sedor Sanders? And I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I'm not, because I'm going to say Sedor Sanders definitely looked a hell of a lot better than what Joe Milton did. I'm just going on the fact that we've spent a 4th-round pick and spent 2 years and cash on Trey Lance. Right? 4th-round pick on that guy. 5th-round pick on Joe Milton. And now we're talking about, let's trade for Sedor Sanders. Right now, I'm going to say Ben DiNucci and Will Greer are better quarterbacks than Joe Milton. The Cowboys, when it comes to evaluating offensive linemen, pretty good. They're really, really good. But when it comes to evaluating quarterbacks, you mother humpers out here who are always talking about how Dak sucks and replace Dak. Do you realize how lucky the Dallas Cowboys are to have Dak Prescott? It wasn't like the Cowboys followed along and said, this is going to be our guy. We're going to draft this guy and he's going to be our franchise quarterback for 10 plus years. We know this guy can do it. No. They lucked into Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, when they drafted him, they had 2 other quarterbacks that they tried to get before Dak. Paxton Lynch and Connor Cook. They tried to trade and came close to getting Paxton Lynch. Then they tried to do something with Connor Cook. It just ended up being that by the time they got back around the fourth round, they said, we need a quarterback. Who's left? Who's left? And they drafted him to be a camp body. So when the Cowboys have been intentional about actually wanting to get a quarterback, be it Andy Dalton, and for those out there talking about Dak Prescott's got 2 playoff wins, Andy Dalton doesn't have any. Doesn't have any. Been to playoffs 4 times, don't have any. Thought that Andy Dalton was going to be the answer. We had people that were thinking Cooper Rush would be the answer. We had people thinking that Trey Lance, he just needs some time. He was injured. He didn't get a fair chance, there with the 49ers, even though they spent 3 number ones on him. He didn't get a fair trade. He didn't get a fair shot. But he's going to come here with a lack of weapons, and he's going to do great things. He's going to take Dak Prescott's spot. Okay. And then Shady McCoy. Dak better keep his realtor's phone number handy or whatever it was, right? Because that boy can play. And here it is. 2 preseason games, he has been dumped. And now we're scrambling around trying to find a backup quarterback. Again, the Dallas Cowboys caught with their pants down, being reactive instead of proactive. The Cowboys are always 2 steps behind everybody else. No ifs, ands, or buts. They always are. And I guess they always will be. And I have to laugh to keep from crying. Trade for Sedor Sanders. You could have just, and this is where I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be real with you. When Sedor was falling like crazy, and he was there in the 4th round, I would not have been mad if the Cowboys said, you know what, we're going to get that guy in the 4th round. We're going to take a flyer. We're going to take a flyer on him. I wouldn't have been mad about that. I would not have been mad about that. But we have to stop wasting all of these picks, because these picks, when you think about how many draft picks, they say, well, the Cowboys draft well. Yeah, well, they waste a lot of picks too. They draft well in the 1st round. They evaluate offensive linemen really good, but they suck at evaluating quarterbacks and interior defensive linemen. They're pretty good with edge rushers, but they suck with D-tackle, and they suck with quarterbacks. And those are 2 spots you got to be good at. You got to be real good. Alrighty, good people. It's another day. It'd be a great day to sign Micah Parsons. Well, we're sitting here right now with 2.5 weeks to go. And it's safe bet to say Micah Parsons will not be 100 full go if he plays at all.